So we've already seen one video on elimination, but sometimes it's not really as easy as those particular examples. So when you're using elimination, you may have to adjust one of the equations so that a variable gets eliminated. For example, if I have 3x plus y equals 1 and 2x plus 3y equals negative 11, this system wouldn't eliminate a variable by just adding them together. So what we have to do is get rid of a variable. We've got to manipulate one of the equations so that the variable will eliminate. So one of the two variables has to have the same number with the opposite sign in front of it. So for example, we've got that 3x plus y equals 1 and 2x plus 3y equals negative 11. If I multiplied negative 3 to that top equation, then my y would end up with a negative 3 in front of it, and then my other equation has a positive 3 in front of it. So now when I add them together, the minus 3y and plus 3y go away. Notice when I multiplied this in, I multiplied that negative 3 times every piece up there. So you've got to make sure you distribute to everything, even the one on the other side of the equal sign. So when I bring this down, I get negative 7x equals negative 14. Then I just solve for x. I divide both sides by negative 7 and I find that x equals 2. I've got to now plug that back into the original equation. So I'm going to go back to that 3x plus y equals 1 and I'm going to plug in a 2 where I saw the x. So 6 plus y equals 1. Y has to equal negative 5. So I now have a point 2, negative 5. So I've got this point 2, negative 5 because my x value is 2 and my y value is negative 5. So I go back to that second equation of 2x plus 3y equals negative 11 and I plug in my 2 for x and my negative 5 for y. And when I plug them in, I come up with negative 11 equals negative 11. So that works. Now there are several ways to solve each of these. So I did the same example two different ways, okay? This way eliminates my y, and this way is going to eliminate my x. So I have 2x plus 8y equals 24, and x minus 2y equals 0. Well, let's start off with just eliminating my y. So if I wanted to get rid of y, I already have it negative, but I need to make that 2 and 8. What I can multiply by 2 to get 8 is the number 4. So if I multiplied everything by 4, I get 4x minus 8y equals 0 because I just multiplied it. I brought down my first equation. Okay, so I get 2x plus 8y equals 24 plus 4x minus 8y equals 0. The 8's go away. 2 plus 4 is 6, so I get 6x equals 24, x equals 4. Then I need to take that 4 and plug it back in to my equation up here. So if x equals 4, I plug it back in and find that 4 minus 2y equals 0, and I solve and find out that y equals 2. So I get a solution of 4, 2. Let's try that a different way and see if we come up with the same thing. This time I'm going to multiply everything in that second one by negative 2 so that I get a positive 2 on top and a negative 2 on bottom. So I started by writing out what I'm going to do. I brought down my first equation and put what I got when I multiplied the second one on bottom. The 2x disappears, and 8 plus 4 is 12y equals 24. Divide both sides by 12, and I come up with y equals 2. Well, I've still got to go back and plug it back in, so I'm plugging it back into the x minus 2y equals 0. When I plug in 2, I get x minus 4 equals 0. Add 4 to both sides, and x equals 4. So the solution I get is 4, 2. It's the same solution I got on the other side. So it doesn't matter which way you multiply it, just as long as you eliminate one of your variables to solve for the other one.